What's up, superstars? We are starting off a new YouTube series called Zero to Hero. In this video series, we're going to be covering artwork solutions where we turn graphics that are zeros to graphics that are heroes. We get a bunch of artwork submissions on a daily basis, and unfortunately some of them are limited to the quality of the artwork that they have access to. Some of our customers just don't have access to the previous artwork from the previous printer, and some are just limited to a web quality version of the artwork, which in most cases is not ideal for printing DTF with. So in this video series, we're going to be covering and sharing videos of us fixing graphics. Some of them are hard, some of them are easy, but most importantly, we're going to be sharing the fundamentals that you're going to be learning to teach you how to fix these graphics so that you might be able to tackle one of these projects yourself in the future. So let's head over to our screen so I can share this current project with you guys, and I'll let you guys know what is required in order for us to fix this.
This is the artwork that will be worked on today. It's a simple word art logo, but it's somewhat pixelated, so the client wants it vectorized. Now we're going to expand this so that the shapes and strokes become one, allowing us to delete things we don't want, such as the black color. It looks messy. We're going to select all the black elements in this artwork and fill, and select all filled-in strokes similar to the one I've chosen. This will enable us to delete all the colors we don't want, including the black background. There's a gray one we don't want either. So we're removing that as well. We select all similar filled-in strokes, which include the gray one. Now that we've removed everything we didn't want, we're going to smooth things out. As usual, we'll use the smooth tool to refine the edges and try to match them to their intended shapes. This is what we do most of the time. When using Vectorizer AI, the shapes and lines can become wobbly for some reason, and we're trying to correct that. Let's see if the original one looks close enough to how it should. It's supposed to be smooth, not wiggly. So let's try to fix this by adding a shape layer around it, or attempting to smooth it. But I guess the smooth tool isn't working well for something like this. It's supposed to be a solid rectangle or square, so let's add a rectangle around it. Something like this is the shape we want. What we'll try to do is remove the overlapping parts so that it looks seamless. We're just trying to match it at this point, and it's not quite right. Actually, that does it. Now we can proceed with the next part. We just need to combine that shape so that the rectangle gets removed and becomes one. Let's do the same thing for the bottom part. We'll try to match it again and make the transition to the edge seamless. I use the Shape Builder tool. It removes the overlapping edges and allows us to combine and merge the shapes so they become one. Now let's check the other ones. This one doesn't look too bad, so we're going to use the same tool for this one. For this one too, it actually looks fine as it is. So, let's proceed. On this one here, it looks like something needs to be removed, so we're smoothing it out using the smooth tool again. It looks great now. The same goes for the other letters. We're going to blend the shapes to make them square. Yes, that looks good. So far, the work has been pretty basic. We've removed overlapping elements, unwanted colors, and cleaned up the edges. Now that it's all clean, let's move on to the effects that are needed. For instance, this one needs a stroke. We'll add this stroke since it's already a shape. Let's select everything. If you add a stroke through the Properties panel, it will look weird, so we're going to use Path and Offset Path. Let's arrange it. Send the black overlay to the back so that we can see the white in front. This will Something happened. Let's select everything again and just duplicate it. Then, let's go to Path and Offset Path. So now it has created the stroke effect, and it looks good. Let's compare it to the other one and see if it's thick enough. Send the black ones to the back and create the red outline that appears in the image as well. So, we'll do the same thing. Go to Object and Path and Offset Path, and make it slightly bigger so that it can be larger than the black and show up. So we're trying to determine how thick we want it to be. I think 0.7 inches, or maybe a little smaller. This one works. Let's try to match the colors. Since the CMYK color values weren't provided, I'm trying to match them based on how they look. If it's not what they want, we can easily change the color when they provide a color palette. But for now, this one is good. Let's resize this to the desired size, 12 by 12 inches. Let's adjust the artboard to the artwork to eliminate empty spaces when printing so that the size is accurate. And save this file. This one was pretty easy and quick, so it's a bit shorter than usual. That's all.
And there you have it, guys. Make sure you guys bookmark and save this video in case you want to refer back to some steps. We hope you found this video helpful and you learned a thing or two. If there's something specific you'd like to see or learn, please let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel and smash that like and subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 and we need your help. If you want to see another awesome video where we utilize a very cool AI tool, make sure you check out that video next. My name's Phil. I'll catch you on that next one, guys.